What if this time we came together and we're just like almost quiet before the Lord and just wanted to listen to him and see what he would have to say, and just kind of walk into the room like this, like not necessarily with an agenda or with some kind of initiative we wanted to get everybody excited about, but instead going, like, God, we're listening.
Yeah.
Like, would you speak to us in this
I love
time?
that.
We're just coming before him because I think we're really desperate
Yeah.
in this time for God to move.
There's this verse, it's the Apostle Paul somewhere in the New Testament. Most of Apostle Paul's stuff in the New Testament,
It is
right?
almost all of it.
Almost all of it. But like, I guess there's a debate about him and Apollos and, you know, who's doing what and who do they follow. And he goes, some men water, some men plant. He's being like, hey, I might have planted a few seeds and you might have done some watering, but God brings the increase.
100%.
And that's what this event's about.
Yeah.
It's about sort of, it's that stake, again, like it's that stake in the ground moment. It's like, hey, we're going to keep watering, we're going to keep planting, but we know it's God that brings the increase. Because I've been thinking about this, right? And I've got this picture in my mind of a room full of people.
Yeah.
And like, I guess maybe they're physically on their knees, but that's like, it's more of like a posture. It's like, it's students and it's youth workers from different churches all over the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
And I guess the dream is that this is the biggest gathering we do. And I literally mean numbers wise. Now, if we show up and there's 50 people there, will that be power? Of course. But dude, like, how many people came to that silly coaster event you do?
The school's out there. Like 3,000 kids or something.
It's insane, dude.
But it's Playland though. And mini donuts, Jay. Mini donuts.
I know, and I get it. And I get that. I get that. But the dream is that this would be like, man, you've put on so many stinking events. Me too, man. I've done it. I'm guilty of this. And I Facebook invite people to events.
100%.
I guess I want people to hear that. It's like, if there was ever something I wanted you to cancel everything else for, if there's ever something I wanted you to say, hey, this is what I want to make a priority, this is the event.
Okay, so why? Like, what's the pitch? Like,
because I think it honors God. No agenda. I just said, this is just about praying for an hour and a half, your will, not ours.
To me, this is what's led to the, I would use the word desperation for prayer, just going, okay, if it's about us coming up with clever ideas and solutions, and we want to put our hope in those things, the only option we have is to make the problems smaller. What does it look like to live in the tension of going like, more, Lord?
There's a prayer at the beginning of the last chapter of Habakkuk that's like, you know, I've heard of your great deeds, and it's like, and I think about that. I've heard about revivals in history, even today, in Asia and Africa.
100%.
There's revivals happening right now.
Yeah.
And my prayer, like Habakkuk, is like, God, renew them in our day, in our land.
It takes faith to believe that, hey? Like, it's vulnerable to lead in ways that use words like revival and city and soon and like, when. And
okay,
like,
here's what I love about the word revival. And that's what we're asking for.
Sure.
Is there's just no way we could ever manufacture something big enough that would pay off the term.
The problem's too big.
When we pray revival,
only
God can deliver on that prayer.